G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Kendall Forge. We're in our shop. Anyways, carry on from the weekend with Marty. We're going to take an old ball peen hammer. We're going to make a hammer eye punch out of it. Let's get cracking. So first, we want to normalise it, alright? Which means we're going to heat it up to critical, and then we're going to let it slowly cool down. Well, not slowly, just... Alright, we'll just sit it outside the forge, alright? That's normalising. Annealing is where you'll take it out of the fire while it's critically hot, and then you plunge it into a bucket of sand or ash or anything that retains heat, and let it slow down the cooling process. Actually, we might anneal it. It'll make it softer. It is tool steel. Alright, let's anneal it. So it slowly heats up the metal. If you just heat it up willy-nilly, get it up to temperature, the inner of the steel won't be quite to temperature, and you won't get a good normalize or an anneal. Also, by soaking it, as we say, to soak it and then bring it up to heat allows for it to heat up in the middle. Then when you go to put it on the anvil and start beating it, it's not going to put fractures through the steel. Alright, so always soak your steel. Right. Look at that. Beautiful and hot. So now we're going to take it down here. I've got a bucket full of ash. Just going to plunge it into there. Make sure it's covered up. That will allow it to slow down the cooling process, which is what we call annealing. Right, so that hammerhead's in annealing. We're going to need some more tongs. No, I will not be trying to do 1/2 of a tong in a minute. Alright? I'm not that good. Oh. About there. Yeah. Already found a problem. She twisted. Right. How can we fix that? Aha. Sorted. Oh. Not bad. Got the drift. Alrighty, babe. Can I get you to do me a favour? Can you grab that centre punch that's sitting on the step of the anvil, line it up with the middle of that drifted hole. The what, centre punch?
Yeah.
No. Alright, and I want you to give it a good hit. Line it up the centre. Yep, and then just give it one good hit. Oh, punch this again. Oh. Again. No, it's the step bit here. That step bit there. That's what we made in a chuka. Hardy hot cut. There it is. Yeah. You can grab a hammer and just tap this in for me. Can you come hold this rod? Get it in there. Alright, I want you to hit middle, back, front. I'll be sitting it like that. Alright. There we go. Not bad. Not bad at all. But it's after lunch, so we put that hammerhead in, what was it, about 3-4 hours ago. Let's check it out. Come on. Still a bit warm, but I reckon we can work with that. Yeah. Now to just re-drift that hole, make sure it's the right shape, and then we'll hang it. That'll do. We've got a hot punch. But now we're going to grind it. Okay. We're going to clean up these edges, take all the burrs off it, and then we'll look at taking this tip off a bit so it sits a bit flatter, and then we'll put a bit of a chisel edge to it, mainly just so it can cut through the steel a bit better. It's probably not necessary, just trial and error. Let's see how we go. Flap disc. Yes, it's a bit used, it's okay, it still works. Okay. There we go. Because it's not an actual hammer, we're not going to be swinging. Doesn't exactly have to be a decent piece of wood. This is just a bit of, let's say about 1 inch diameter bit of timber. I think it's pine. It'll do. So what we're going to do is I'm going to sand these edges up here so it'll fit down through the eye. Beautiful. That'll bash on nicely. Alright. Now we're going to make an incision just here in the middle, going from end to end, so we can put a wedge in, and then we'll make a metal wedge to go across it. It should lock the wooden wedge and this into the handle quite nicely. So chuck that in there. We'll grab my scalpel. That should do nicely. $10mm round, mild steel. Now we're going to make a metal wedge. Now, making a metal wedge. You want a chisel. There's just a bit of spring steel that I found laying around. Put a bit of an edge on it. Makes a good chisel. Anyways, as you just saw, I just flattened out my 10mm round rod to make the wedge. Now we're going to chisel in a couple of bits onto each face of it, and what that'll do is, as it goes in through the timber, those spikes will come down and the wood will push against it, which will lock it in. It won't be able to come out. Keep that in mind. Never leave your hardy tool or hardy hot cut sitting in the hardy hole like this. Because if you trip over and land on it, it's going to hurt. Lay it down until you need it. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Decent wedge. So we'll let that cool down here on the step. Here's a wooden wedge that I made earlier. It's a bit long, but as you can tell, it'll go in quite nicely. Oh, up here. Quite nicely it'll go in. Go in there like that. Bash it down. Cut it off. And then put your metal wedge in that way. So cross, wooden wedge, metal wedge. It's getting a bit tight. Righto, we're back from the sander. Let's have another crack. Still a bit tight. But we can work with that. We have a nice sharp edge on this wooden wedge, so we should be right. Right. Take our wooden wedge. Get it started. A bit. Where'd I put my hammer? The most lost tool in any workshop. The hammer you had in your hand 5 minutes ago. Right. Bash that in. Alrighty. Let's cut it off. We've got it cut off. Looking a bit prettier. Now we're going to hit it with the sander. And then we'll put that metal pin in. Here we are, back at the anvil. What's this like? Ah, it's cold. Sit him on the anvil. Ah, what we might do is we might just cut that off, and then we're done. Alrighty, let's go cut it off. There we go. All wedged. All looking pretty. That sucker ain't moving. We're done. That's awesome. Might try that out tomorrow. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of today. She was a hot one. She got pretty hot, but got the hammer eye punch done. Looking all pretty and hung. Made out of ball peen hammer. Keep that in mind. Make tools out of tools. Made some tongs. Not pretty, but hey, they work. Better than burning your hands. Anyways, thanks for coming along today. If you liked our video, hit the subscribe button down below. Chuck us a like. If you've got any feedback, put it in the comments. And yeah, see you in the next episode. Cheers.